come on, let them say ya, come on, let them say ya. That in my business, you catching fever, getting serious like empty river. Ain't no stopping by the river. And as we coming, we sweeping, we cutting, we moving all the way. Yeah. We coming, yeah. We better start be coming. As we coming, we sweeping, we coming. And then when we meet obstacles, we better start be coming. Yeah, you come man, yeah. We coming. We better start be coming. When the year is been checking you again, cause you go out. We come in. We better start be coming. We come in. We better start.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to say welcome again to another edition of the program, The Bottom Line. And this is the program that brings you information about Liberia, and we do discuss the issue from top to bottom, giving our opinions. And our opinions may not be right, but they are not wrong either. And tonight we're going to have a jam-packed event for you here on Bottom Line. And I have with me Mark Farr from the Royal Kingdom of Sweden, and hopefully Paul the Lord Chilpe from the UK is going to join us during the course of the program. And my name is Linford Goa, coming to you from Norway as well. And tonight we're going to be directly going to Gbrand Bassa County, where the collaborating political parties, that's the CPP, is all set to name its vice standard bearer, that is the running mate to the standard bearer, Mr. Alexander B. Cummings. And that's what all the entire nation has been waiting for a couple of weeks now. And that event is going to happen tomorrow. And so we will be on the ground in Buchanan to talk to people, real people, and as well, you know, the team is getting ready to leave from Monrovia to travel to Buchanan tomorrow. In fact, there's an advanced team. They traveled yesterday, so we'll be talking to real people on the grounds in Monrovia, and we'll be talking to people as well in Gbrand Bassa County. So it's, like I said, it's going to be packed tonight. I think in the background you already see people, folks are getting ready. So Mark, let me say welcome to you, bro. And we don't have to waste time with this. We got to kick right away and start going.
Yeah, I'm so excited for this particular event. And, you know, as somebody who used to play checkup, right? I used to be a very good checkup player. And the opportunity being given us by the Unity Party, on the Unity Party. First of all, I'm feeling so excited. So I just jumped into the whole nitty-gritty of the event in Gbrand Bassa County, you understand? So, as I said, as someone who used to play checkup and was very good in the Unity Party, I mean, moving their king, and we are going to eat their king right in Gbrand Bassa County by the strategic move, the strategic error that was made by the Unity Party to allow ANC. They should have given ANC the chance to, you know, make that step first. You understand? But they have given us the opportunity, and you can feel the excitement in the country. If you are in Liberia, just imagine what's been taking place on the social media for the past 2 weeks. And if you're in Liberia and Gbrand Bassa County, I know my Bassa people. Just imagine the momentum, and this is historical for us. So I'm very, very excited, Brother Linford, and can't wait for us to get into the show. And I see Brother Joseph in the background. He's waiting to give us the details on the ground, the events on the ground. He's waiting to give us all the good news. Welcome, Brother Joseph.
Thank you so much. Like I said, we'll be talking to real people. I mean, real people, lifetime people directly from Monrovia. And as you see, there is a gentleman on the screen there. And I think all of this is made possible through our correspondent on the ground. So, folks, if you just joining us, this is the Bottom Line. My name is Linford Goa, along with Mark Farr and our correspondent Joseph T. Yonle is in Liberia, and probably Paul the Lord Trupe is going to join us in the course of the program. But let me say welcome to you, gentlemen, on the screen. And I guess you're joining us directly from Monrovia, Liberia. Tell us your name.
Yep, sure. I'm joining you from, in fact, the CPP headquarters at
Wow.
on 19th Street
Mm-hmm.
in Monrovia. So yes, I'm Attorney at Law Lawrence Swart, the National Mobilization Chairman of the ANC, stroke the CPP, and then one of the legal persons for the CPP legal team.
Great. So you have an insight into the entire activities of the CPP. Now, tell us, Mr. Sua, or Councillor Sua, if you want me to call you that. But
Attorney Swart, so to speak.
Anthony Swa. Oh, Anthony, not Councillor Anthony Swa. Good.
Yeah.
A lot of people are scared of you. You're going to bring content. But so we'd like to say welcome to you, and this is the bottom line. Here we discuss the issue, we give our opinions. Our opinions may not be right, but they are not wrong either. So that's just what we feel. But let me just start by asking you, what is the momentum on the ground as the CPP gets ready to storm Buchanan City tomorrow? On the ground in Monrovia, you are at the party headquarters. What is the momentum there? You want me to come back again?
He's trying to connect. He's trying to connect the earpiece.
Well, I know you are asking what is the momentum on the ground,
Right.
relative to what will happen tomorrow in the country.
Exactly so.
So look, Liberia is at a standstill. Everybody is talking about the 27th, which is tomorrow, and it is happening in Gbrand Bassa County, where Fixer 2, and Fixer 2 is the code name for the vice tender bearer of Fixer 1, who happens to be Mr. Alexander Benedict Cummings, and of course the CPP. As you may recall, 2 weeks ago tomorrow, the CPP met in Ganta Nimba County at its first convention. And as per our law, the convention was meant for CPP to endorse its standard bearer, and not only its standard bearer, but candidates who will be on the CPP legislative ticket. And so at that convention, a couple of legislative candidates were endorsed from across the country, some from Maserado, some from Lofa, some from Mike Gibby, some from Nimba, some from Sano. So a couple of our legislative candidates were endorsed. So the first thing was the ANC had its convention. That was on Friday, and the same Friday, the Liberty Party had its convention as well. So at the ANC convention, the ANC endorsed Mr. Alexander Benedict Cummings as the standard bearer of the ANC, and of course, the Liberty Party, did not have a candidate to contest, so they did not endorse a standard bearer. But both parties endorsed legislative candidates each. And so now we went to the convention where these candidates were endorsed, and even where, for example, ANC had a candidate in District 1, Nimba County, and then Liberty Party had one, would have gone for primaries. But fortunately, that's not what happened, because out of the candidates from the both parties, there were no conflict. So subsequently, other candidates will be endorsed, and where there will be conflict, there will be a primary. Now, be it as it may, Mr. Cummings being the only person running who was endorsed by the ANC, and then Liberty Party did not have any person, so he went on white ballot. Now, our constitution is that the standard bearer must be endorsed and announced before he announces his or her vice standard bearer. So at the acceptance speech, the options were he could have, announced his vice standard bearer, or he could not have done so. Meanwhile, after Mr. Cummings was endorsed, there was a motion placed on the table by Chairman Emeritus of the ANC, Attorney Oreshogu. And his motion was that the vice standard bearer should not be named at the convention, but should be named 21 days after the convention. Now, the chairman of Gbrand Bassa County, ANC, Mr. Solomon Abakali, came and took the microphone and said he would be willing and ready to vote if there was amendment in the motion, and that amendment he brought forth was the vice standard bearer should be named 14 days after the convention. So the convention passed on it unanimously. So by that, the convention had made a decision that the vice standard bearer could not have been named on the day of the convention. So democracy as it is, Mr. Kumi has no option but to accept. And so the 14th day is tomorrow. And from all indication, the vice standard bearer is coming from Gbrand Bassa County. So the entire Liberia will be in Gbrand Bassa County tomorrow, where the vice standard bearer will be named. And the fact that it's in Bassa.
Just before you go ahead, let me just ask you. So we are sure now that this first standard bearer is coming from Gbrand Bassa County.
Absolutely, because the motion says the vice standard bearer to be named in his or her county.
Okay, fair enough.
And then we are set for Gbrand Bassa tomorrow, where the enthusiasm is high, where the momentum is high, where the entire country is excited. And the entire, all over the place, on Facebook, all over the place, everything is Gbrand Bassa, fixer two. So yes, the momentum is high up here. And the beautiful thing about it is that it's a Bassa land thing. It's not just Gbrand Bassa County, it's a Bassa land thing. All right? Wherein the vice standard bearer is a Bassa person. And so they are taking they are taking charge. So the Bassa land, of course, you will know it includes Gbrand Bassa County, Riverside County, Maghibie County, Moserado County as well. More than that, you have the Bassa group, the Bassa organization called Ablige in all counties. So representation from Ablige in all the counties are already in Bassa. So it's a Bassa land thing.
Okay. So Mark, do you have any question for Anthony Swart?
Ablige, our country business.
Okay. Our country business.
That's why I mean Ablige. Yeah.
So for example, in Nimba, you got a Nimba group called Quado, meaning we are one. So the Bassa group is Ablige. Yeah. So they want you say what the meaning of our country thing?
Our country business.
Yeah, Ablige.
So our own business now. The person who will be named our own business right now.
Yeah, Councillor Swart.
I question for Anthony Swart.
Is Anthony Swart is nice to have you on the program. Was this a calculated move on behalf of the ANC to let the Unity Party name their standard bearer? Was this calculated move? Because I believe that this has gathered a lot of momentum for the CCP and lowered the prestige of the Unity Party, because for the past 2 weeks, I have noticed the internet is a shocking wave across the internet, both in the diaspora. So was this a calculated move to let the Unity Party name her CCP and the Unity Party name her vice standard bearer before the CCP?
So I think the perhaps the Unity Party has just been worried more about us than we are about them.
Mm-hmm.
What we did was constitutional. That was our constitution. Our constitution provides that the vice standard bearer of the CPP being named after the standard bearer is endorsed.
Mm-hmm.
That's our constitution. Now our convention was
Mm-hmm.
scheduled for 2 weeks ago, so there was no way we would have named our vice standard bearer before having our convention.
Okay.
Our constitution, it would have been unconstitutional if a vice standard bearer was named without us even having a standard bearer.
Yeah. I will just interrupt you there a little bit because this vice standard bearer business was took over the internet. That why is it ANC cannot name her vice standard bearer? People were trying to pressure the CCP, excuse me, sir, the CPP to name her vice standard bearer. So that is why I'm asking the question as to was it a strategic move?
So look, I think the Unity Party and other people who were thinking that they were in a rush to name the vice standard bearer, and their perception, we could not play by their perception that you got to name your vice standard bearer. When we got a constitution that guard us, we are a responsible party. So whether somebody is bringing pressure from this place, that place, we will do nothing to go outside of our constitutional provision. That's what makes us a responsible party. So maybe
Mhm.
they felt that we were on competition as to naming vice standard bearer at a particular time. So hey, in my mind, they went and chose who they had to choose, which may be an extra baggage or not. But for us, we needed to live by what our constitution says. And more than that, I always told people, I say, I trust the judgment of Mr. Cummings. Whoever Mr. Cummings will name will be an outstanding name. And this is
And
the instant
that
move.
is that would be my follow-up. The name Charlene Bronskin has taken over the internet. And if you do a survey, a public survey from what been gathering on the internet and around the country in Liberia and with the Liberian in the diaspora, I mean, she seems to be a favorite person to be named to tomorrow. So is there anybody else besides Charlene that you think? And if Charlene is not nominated tomorrow to be the vice standard bearer, don't you think this also poses a threat to diminish the kind of momentum that had gathered around the whole name of CCP? Because her name alone, right? Her name alone has taken the storm on the internet and among the Liberian. So don't you think if tomorrow she's not named, that will help to lower the prestige of the particular campaign?
So I hope you're getting me though.
Yeah, I'm getting you, sir.
So I called Charlene the Black House.
Yep.
I mean, somebody people were not thinking on or stuff like that. But I know for a fact because I'm within the inner circle of the ANC and stroke the CPP. I know for a fact that Cummings initially had 23 persons on his list of vice presidential pick.
Yeah.
And I knew from the very beginning that Charlene was there. 23 persons. And at a certain time, it started being reduced. And quite recently, it was reduced to 3. And Charlene was still among the 3. So, yes, Charlene most likely will be named. Because, like I said, we're going Buchanan, and the motion was the person, whoever will be named, shall be named in their county. Of course, Charlene is from Bassa. So all finger points to her. But I'd like to tell our audience what Charlene brings on the table.
Yeah, I was just about to
ask you that question.
Councillor Sua, Your name seems to sound like a Sapo name. Am I right?
Sapo name?
The last name Swa.
I'm from Nimba.
Okay, sir. I mean, I just wanted to get I was just guessing the background. And that brings.
Don't blame me when maybe some of the questions you want to ask, I just jump into it. We lawyers, I train to think beyond the reasonable man standard.
I know you into philosophy, and I love philosophy, and I'm a student of philosophy. So when you talk about the black horse, and it remind me like people only believe that the swan, right? There's only the white swan, but they don't know that they have the black swan that Nicholas Taleb said in his one of his favorite book, The Black Swan. But to my question again, answer Anthony, and knowing her late father, I don't know how well you knew her late father, but where you think she got her inspiration from to be a lawyer, to involve into politics like her late father, and what do you think she brings to the table compared to her father? Because he was,
she brings a lot to the table. So the first thing is Charlene has her first degree in political science. I don't know how many persons know that.
Yeah, we read her autobiography.
Now, and then her next degree is in law.
Yeah.
And Charlene, as a political person and very smart political person, having been too involved publicly into our political process here in Liberia. Now, that suggests to all of us that she has not hurt people or many persons, so to speak, politically. She hasn't.
Yeah.
So nobody will have a political downside on her to say, because of this, I am not supporting Charlene. So she will not take anything away from the CPP by naming her. Other people would. So, for example, having Madam Joelle Howard Taylor as a vice tenor bearer take something away from the CDC because they think, look, Taylor hurt people here, and she making all sorts of statements and stuff like that. So she takes something away.
And the name alone is a hallmark.
Yeah, my own friend, Brother Kung, for example, as a vice tenor bearer to the Unity Party, takes in my mind a lot away from them. Oh, they say, that's Prince Johnson face.
Yep.
All right.
That's a hallmark. Yeah.
When he becomes, that Prince Johnson will get there. More to that, the legislative issue here, where the American ambassador talking about corruption and stuff like that. People say, oh, okay, when you get there, so it takes something away. For Charlene, absolutely not. So she comes with that. More than that, she comes on a legacy set by her father. That legacy, upon that legacy, the legs of Nyombi today are where they are. The legs of Delon today are where they are. All right? And the fact that her father had pushed to become
Linfo, he's frozen.
We think Mr. Swire is having internet problem there in Liberia. But folks, that's it. This is the bottom line. You're listening to. Okay.
So you are losing me, but we're back here. So what she's also doing is to bring to fruition her father goal, her father desire. So while it is true, he was taken away by the cold hands of death, but what he wanted to achieve that he did not achieve, she is stepping in the footstep now to achieve that. So the people will say, look, this thing that did not happen for Charles Bronski, let it happen for his daughter. More to that, what she also brings, I can tell people, our politics is tribal, whether we like it or not. The fact that she's the face of Gbrand Bassa now, in the Bassa land, and as a Bassa bearer, they will shift there. I say this to you for a fact. In 2005, before Madame Salif named Ambassador Joseph Boaka as her running mate, we did not know about him. 85-90% of Liberians did not know about him. But because she named him and Lothian saw it as they are being in the presidency, they went for him. They went for him, madam. The same thing with the Bassa land. She brings that.
Go ahead. You go ahead. Yeah.
The women's sentiment in this country is so much. So, but the fact that she's a female and an outstanding female for that matter, she will attract the female votes. Besides that, the intellectuals, she's one. Besides that, she's a youthful person. So she brings a lot to the table without any tint. So that's what she brings on the table. Plus more.
Linva, you can go because I got a lot of questions. I got a lot of questions to ask.
I just want to quiz.
Okay, you can go.
Anthony Swell a little bit. Now you spoke about the trouble connection with this, or with our body politics in Liberia, or which of course is not strange to every one of us. But let's look at the Bassa Belt where all of this is taking place. You have a sitting senator who has been senator for 2 terms now, and one would argue that she has more influence over the Bassa people. Then you have Madam Councillor Charlie Bronsky, who was just trying to run for her first position. I think Mr. Swire is stuck again. I think he's stuck again. Probably he got glitched. But we hope to have him back as soon as the internet on is right over there. So, our viewers, we want to apologize again that our Facebook is still facing problem with this app that we're using. We just got a message that we cannot connect to the app, and or they cannot have access to the app, and so I don't know what's happening, but we hope to correct it. And so this is sad for us.
I thought you guys were going to look into this.
No, it was the Jima work on it, and we can talk about that in past stage later on.
Okay.
But we're not just connecting because I got a message that it was connected, but now I'm getting a message that I failed to post to Facebook. Here's what Facebook said: the user cannot create a live video. So probably we got some limitation there, or they are limited us. But Mike, this is it. You heard Mr. Anthony Swire, who is live on the ground, especially speaking to us from the party headquarters on 19th Street, Monrovia, Liberia. And you heard his description about the events on the ground, and you're even giving us some detailed explanation as to how the whole process of selecting Fixer 2, as the acronym is, from Bassa County, meaning that it was all agreed upon by all of the people, the delegates that attended the convention 2 weeks ago in Ganta City, Nima County, that Fixer 2, which means the running mate to Mr. Cummings, should be named in the home country of that person, and it happens to be Bassa. So it means that the Bassa people are well on board. But I'm not too sure how soon we're going to get Councillor or Anthony Swire back here for him to wrap up. But I think we also need to join our folks in Gbrand Bassa County to give us some live update from there, because it's not only happening in Monrovia. In fact, the meeting is happening in Gbrand Bassa County, but we were just speaking to people, hierarchy from the party in Monrovia, so that we can know about the preparation in Pequena Gbrand Bassa County. But we're going to join now our correspondent in Pequena Gbrand Bassa County. Yeah, you want to say something?
Yeah, let us go into a little bit of what Anthony Swire just said when it comes to the how you call the selecting or the electing of the rescue 2 on the CPP side, because he said a lot about the rescue 2, right? And
Yeah, no,
if
that's
you
not rescue
go,
two. That's fixer two. Fixer
I mean,
two. Get it straight.
fixer two. Now, so if you look at the fixer two resume and what she brings to the table, both local and internationally, these are things we need to discuss for the people to hear, because this is not just about Liberia. Fixer two going to be out there to represent Mr. Cummings in different, I mean, how they call it, areas. You understand? So when I listen to the Anthony, how passionate he is about her, that means he has a rich knowledge about Fixer too. Okay, and that is why I wanted to ask him as to how best is she going to represent Liberia out there if become the VP tomorrow. And I'm sorry that his internet is having problem, because we Liberian, we are only thinking in the box but not outside the box. And Liberia problem now need the international community, like what the Mount Ellen enjoys doing her 12 years. You understand? So we need an international partner back into Liberia and investment. For example, if you want to fly to Liberia now, European carrier are not flying to Liberia. It made ticket expensive. You understand? Imports, the economy, nothing is working. So what does she bring to the table, and how well is she going to represent Mr. Cummings? And what are some of the difficulties that you think she's going to face? Both because this is the only position that served in both in two branches of government, the legislature and the executive branch. You understand? So how is she going to work with in these two institutions, and what does she going to bring to the table as the eye of the executive branch? You understand? As somebody, she's a lawyer, she's well educated, but what should we expect? So these are things I wanted us to talk about, but I'm sorry, Anthony Suarez is not here, so you can continue with what you have on the agenda.
Yeah, but I think we still have some time on our hand, so we can play around that. The first thing is like you rightly said, she's educated, so we got to dive into her background a little bit. I think a lot have been said about her, but just as a reminder, and I don't believe that everybody has heard much about her. And so, Councilor Charlene Bronsky, of course, is the daughter of the late Councilor Charles Walker Bronsky, and she was born in Yekipa, Nima County, though her parents are from Gbrand Bassa County, and she was previously eyeing the representative seat for District Number 3 in Gbrand Bassa County until her preferment by Mr. Cummings to be running mate. Okay, and Councilor Bronsky, that is Charlene Bronsky, is also a legal luminary, and that means she's a lawyer, and she's also the founder and managing partner of the CMB, that's Charlene M. Bronsky Law Group. And the CMB Law Group is one of the leading and fastest growing law firms in Liberia. Councilor Bronsky brings on board 20 years of experience in legal services. Okay, so I mean, she has 20 years under her belt as a lawyer, and practicing not only in Liberia but abroad in the US as well. And she is accredited to practice law in New York. So that means she has a permission. She can practice law in New York. Today she can say, "Oh, listen, I don't want to be in Liberia. I'm going to New York." She can go there. That's international connection, and that's something that not many people have. And and at the Supreme Court of Liberia, she can also practice law. So she's all over the place. And her law firm provides jobs for young people and legal minds that have just probably graduated from the law school and trying to get a job. So you can see that she's engaged with people. And Councilor Bronsky also is a graduate of the Harvard University of Law. So you know, in the educational arena, there are certain universities that just stand out, and you know, you can't beat them. You got Harvard in the US, you got Oxford in the UK. So those are universities around the world that, you know, when you talk about, people will raise eyebrows and you know, and feel that you're well learned person. Okay. And so she's a graduate of Harvard University of Law, and she obtained Juris Doctor. You know, their law titles are different. She received a Juris Doctor, which is JD degree in law in Washington D.C. And she also obtained a Bachelor of Art degree in political science from Barnard College, Columbia University in New York. And Councillor Bronsky is a professor at law at the Louis Arthur Graham School of Law, where she teaches free of charge. Can you imagine free? I mean, imagine how difficult Liberia is, how hard the country is. And somebody will just walk in the classroom, spend hours just giving back to the people free of charge. Can you imagine? It takes very few people to do that. And she is one of the, and also she one interesting thing about her is that she dukes the Supreme Court bar exam. In order to be a practicing lawyer in Liberia, you have to sit the bar exam, and she dukes it. She dukes the whole. Imagine, can you imagine? And so, you know, I think that's something that we should commend her for. And she is one of the highest donors of to education activities in Gbrand Bassa County through the Bronsky Family Foundation, that's the BFF. And she uses about 15% of her annual incomes to educate children from kindergarten to university level. So you see, I think she brings a lot to the table. And Councillor Charlie Bronsky also contributed to over 500,000 US, that's 500,000 Liberian dollars, to government hospitals in cash donation and bill payments and in kind. She's one of the leading donors to churches and mosques in Gbrand Bassa County. I mean, so her fingerprints are all the positive fingerprints are all over the place, and she is a sponsor and supporter of sports in Liberia, both at county and national levels. She is an advocate against gender-based violence and abuse. This is where women and children interests come in. She's also one of the women sports and sponsors of women's sports, and she encourages exercises in Liberian society. She's one of the highest donors to Liberia during the measles outbreak in 1997, and she was ranked 31 or 31st on a list of 50 most inspirational female leaders in Africa. Not Liberia, but Africa, or not West Africa, but Africa in 2021. And she's the winner of the Liberty Young Achievers Award in 2019 and a Legal Luminary of the Year 2022, back to back. And she contributed to the building of a Human Resource Center, a project implemented by the Gbrand Bassa University Student Union at the UL campus. Promoted and supported welfare program of needy students from the 15 counties to get feedings, clothing, medication during both the Ebola and coronavirus outbreaks in Liberia, and supported and contributed to the WIAC fees payments to some senior students across the country in 2014. So it's not only George Weah alone paying the WIAC fee. And she sponsored and supported the Gbrand Bassa District League, and she was one of the highest contributors and sponsors of the National County Sports Meet for Gbrand Bassa County. She currently lighting up Buchanan Street with installation of solar lights in almost every community in Buchanan, Gbrand Bassa County. Equipped the Liberia National Motorcyclist Union office in Gbrand Bassa, Gbrand Bassa County, with chairs, flat screen television, and DSTV set, and many more. And during holidays, she regularly distributes food, medication, and other needful items or things to old folks and disabled homes. She provides loan for small businesses at the different communities in Burkina and Monrovia. She is a transformer and sponsor of our disadvantaged youths in Liberia and has been helpful in the reintegration process. And she visited several ghettos in 2017 in Monrovia, giving up food, medication, and she encouraged them that there is still hope. It provide food, buckets, soaps, medications for Gbrand Bassa and few countries throughout the Red Cross Liberia during the Ebola and the COVID-19 outbreaks. She has provided over $1 million Liberian dollars for scholarships and academic aid for Liberian students. So, I mean, those are just few of her achievements. I mean, and I normally hear people make this statement, and uh, uh, what what the communists do for people, or what Liberian people want somebody to do something for them. And here now is a lady who has done so much for her country and for the country as a whole. So I don't know what excuse are they going to give again. What are they going to say? Mark, you just
Yeah,
listen to a profile.
yeah. I mean, I have read her profile, and we're gonna keep repeating it on the program until election day, for Liberian people to know how, I mean, rich Miss Bronskin is when it comes to knowledge, and she's one of our proud jewel, the Englishman say. You understand? So, and she's an inspiration for a lot of young Liberian ladies. I mean, she's in her 48. So, in the Western world, they say she stay yet, I mean, young once she had not crossed the line of 50. So, she's going to be a role model for a lot of young girls, and believe that, I mean, they can make it. And then two, I believe she's going to be a good representation for Liberia and for the communist government, no doubt. And I believe that she's going to work perfectly between the two branches of government. She's going to be a unifier between the two branches of government, because looking at, uh, I mean, retrospecting what has been going on in the legislature, sometimes there's no control, right? You need somebody to bring in that stability, and that's why you have the vice president, the Senate pro tem, and yeah, and few other ranking uh, legislature. So I believe Charlene gonna bring a lot to the table. Linfo, you muted.
And by the way, yeah, By the way, if Charlie becomes vice president, she's going to be president of the Liberian Senate also.
Exactly. And there where she gonna have, I mean, you know, uh, I hope we're gonna have her someday on the program, and to ask her, for example, what have some of the difficulties she have faced in her life. As I learned, she's a teacher, right? What are
Yeah,
some of
she.
the difficulties she have had uh, in teaching people? Teachers always face, one or two uh, issues here and there with students, regardless the ages. You understand? But I want to ask, like, what are some of the difficulties she have had as an employee or an employer, or as an administrator, in parallel to Liberia, looking at the current state of affair of Liberia. So, what are some of the difficulties that she's anticipating? And the same with the leader of the CPP, rather. Yeah, I always make mistake to say CCP. So, Linfa, are you back?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Yep.
Yeah. Linfa seems to be having one or two problems, so we beg your pardon. He's going to be back pretty soon. But again, the CPP are going to uh, elect Fixer 2 in Gbrand Bassa County, which is a pride for all the Bazolan around, and an inspiration for young Bazolan girls, not just for young Bazolan girls. Liberia election should not be based on tribalism, but it seems to be like the tribal belt has played into Liberian politics instead of the issue. So, and we hope to do away from this because that was one of the reasons the Unity Party went to Nima County. A miscalculation that it's only Geo people that live in Nima County, forgetting to know that, or Mano people that live in forgetting to know that they have Mana, they have Madingo, they have, I think, little bit of Pele, they have little bit of Bassa in Nima County, thinking that the whole Nima County is just a single tribe in Nima County, based on the number of 400 plus thousand people in Nima County, the second largest county by population, apart from Moserado County. So the Unity Party thought that by going there and electing somebody from there, that means the whole of Nima County going to be behind the Unity Party, which was a wrong calculation because if you listen to the brother we had on the show just few minutes ago, the councillor or Anthony, he's from Nima County and supports the CPP. So that tells you that a lot of people from Nima County are also supporting the CPP because Anthony Lawrence is from Nima County. And I want to believe there are tens of thousands of people from Nima County that are supporting the CPP. So Brother Linford is back, so I turn over to Brother Linford.
Yeah, I think you're right, Mark. You know, that's why I've always said when I hear people thinking about the endorsement of Jeremiah Kun as Rescue 2, and that makes Nima County automatically this bundle of people that you will get tied together and deliver it at the doorpost of the Unity Party. I laugh. And you know why I laugh? Because you see, Nima County is fielding a presidential candidate in person of Councillor Tawan Gonglo, who is also a bigger name, even more than Jeremiah Kun in Nima County. Okay.
And Linford, that's what I thought the move that they would have made. You understand? By going after Tier 1 Gonglo. That was my calculation.
He would not agree. He would not, because I've talked to Tawan personally several times. He's not willing to be second to anybody because he feels that his idea is quite different from the rest of them. So he wouldn't go, get rid of his own ideas or ideology and then go to somebody.
Yeah. But I think too. I think we had a Ome on the show to Councillor Gonglo, right? And
yeah, we had him on the show.
Through the election process, I mean, election for every first participant, right? Or for every first political, aspiring when it comes to the presidency. Your first time participating, you are just introducing yourself to the people. You understand? If you are not coming from a big political party and you just want to run as an independent person, and there where he's making the wrong calculation. So to go as an independent candidate is not a bad thing, but thinking that he could win, that is a problem. That is a mountain that he's going to spend. Had it been like we're going to calculate, it would taking a long time. But now he's introducing himself. So the next time, Liberian people are aware of who this Gonglo is because he's going to be on the ballot across the country. So I think by him saying that, he don't want to run, which is a smart move, but I think he's making a publicity for the next coming election, which is 2029. That's how I look at it.
Okay. But I think what we need to do right now is, we understand momentum is building in Buchanan, and we just talked to Councillor Lawrence Swa in Monrovia at the CPP headquarters on 19th Street. And my understanding is that there is an advanced team already in Pequena. They started going yesterday, started trooping there yesterday. And some of them were in the street today talking to people. And some of them were even doing physical job that I saw the video where the guys were painting the sidewalk and, or the crosswalks and,
Oh,
and
wow.
yeah, you know how they used to paint the Liberia, right? The red
Yeah,
and white,
like when you
red, white, and
when
blue.
like when the government is having an overseas, I mean,
Yeah,
diplomat, yeah,
diplomat
like
coming.
some
Yeah,
president, from Europe, like back in the days, what our people used to do to pin the sidewall. You kidding me, Linfo? I can't wait to watch the video, man.
yeah, seriously. And so there was this lady that they talked to, and the lady said there are several videos out there, and the lady said we have not seen this in several years, where our streets will be painted, especially not by our local government, but by Mr. Cummings people. So this is interesting. And she said, as a Brazilian woman, I'm calling on all the women of Gbrand Bassa County to come out and turn out. But right now we have our our correspondent there in Pequena City, Kotuma King. Will join him right here on the show, and we just tell him to briefly describe the area and then talk to some people. In fact, I think we'll just tell him to start talking to people randomly so that we hear what we'll say. But you're not going to be able to see them because we're joining them by way of audio. So we'll just play the audio so that we can hear what they have to say. So we join Kotuma King. If you're there, take it from us.
I'm flabbergasted this evening. Okay. It is a great thing for the people of Gbrand Bassa. It is prestigious that today one of our daughters, one of the permanent citizens, one of the best residents of this country, have been chosen as Fixer 2, which is important for our country and the development of our country. And we, the Bassa people, will tell those in outside world that the division of politics in our country will stop. It is time that the dynamic of politics in our country will be changed. And it will be changed through one person, through Councillor Charlie Mlama Broski, one of the most innovative women in the world that I know. So, as they stand, tomorrow will be a song where we'll see massive group of people come from different regions, different countries to embrace this program. It will be a great one. Come tomorrow and celebrate with the Bassa people. Tomorrow you'll see the life of Alexander Benedict Kumi, a guy, one of the greatest men in the history of Liberia, who have now worked in government before. A clean-handed man. We'll see people like Jeff Byron Brown and the political message of Gbrand Bassa County. We'll see a lot of great people. So now I want to urge every Bassoan in the Bassa region to help and fight. This fight is a great fight. It is time that we push our back, push the agenda of the Bassa people that will be seen on the better platform. So thank you very much that you can squeeze in my comment. But quickly before I let you go, there are people who are spreading rumors around the county that Charlie is still young and should be represented instead of vice president. What do you have to say to that? Wow. People who are saying these things is like ignorance. Okay. Waste to no count their age. Okay. You can be small and have innovative thinking. And moreover, Councillor Broski, that's not small. For the 6-year-old woman, soon to be 47, can you call that kind of person or small person? She's a woman of wisdom, a bigger luminary, somebody who is able to deliver this country and this country. I don't call her a small child or a small girl as well. So can you assure us a massive turnout tomorrow? I can assure you that our people are already out in their number. If you can turn the camera, you can see everyone. You're out here in our number, and tomorrow, trust me, we got people from all the 52 communities. We'll be representing here tomorrow. It won't be an easy one. It will be a massive show tomorrow. It is time that we come together. Okay. So just conclude. Final word of Bassa. Final word of Bassa. I'm Sandra Bishop to a media personnel. I urge every youth of this county, this district, every district, 5 districts of Gbrand Bassa County to turn up in their number tomorrow. It is time that will be seen at the higher level. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, folks, that's it. We're here. And we have another member of the team, the media team of Team Brumsky. Talk to us, brother. How are you? Fine. Let me say thank you. The euphoria here is good. Yes, of course. Okay. It's exactly. Talk to Liberia. Talk to Liberia. Exactly today in Gbrand Bassa County. And let me say kudos to our peace loving citizen. Okay. Gbrand Bassa County, District 1, District 2, District 3, District 4, and District 5, respectively. And you're the Republic of Liberia. Okay. Today has to be a very historical day in our time. Wherein the Bassonia, in their numbers, they have come together to speak with one voice. And we will observe on tomorrow, the 27th of May 2023. Honorable Elizabeth Bennett, the political leader of the ANC's flag, the CPP, will be coming to Bassa to endorse one of our daughters. She is not an ordinary person. She has been a sister, a mother, a daughter, and a daughter to our fallen people, the late Councilor Chawoka Bromsky. And so we are counting all of our citizens to tear in their number. And so, trust me, the issue of transforming Liberia, Gbrand Bassa County, is now. Let me say it clearly. We are opting for a better. And so we all can do this in the conglomeration when we rally our ideas, our strength, our forces to uplift Gbrand Bassa County. Okay, so what do you have to talk to say about this divisive politics that is being spread across the country? Let me say thank you. Divisiveness will always come upon people that think mediocritically. And it's because it is a low-thinking people will think that way that once it is not me, it should not be you. Sometimes in politics, we change to that to be the prayer mentality. But let me say this. The issue of deception, water politics, it is not about time. It is about time that Bassa have been down for very soon. And we need a deliberator. And the deliberator that has come today is no one else but Councilor Charlie Mama Bromsky. That is the reason why you are seeing the uprising, the horizon and scope of Gbrand Bassa County. People from District 1, District 2, District 3, 4, and 5, they are happy because Liberia have been kept in the dungeon. It is about time that our students go to school in the best school. It is about time the Blind Association be satisfied. It is about time the offers get a decision making in our national case. That is the reason why you will not see less than 50,000 people outside in the Republic of Liberia, specifically in Gbrand Bassa County. So you're showing us that there will be a massive turnout tomorrow. I'm telling you, you can hold me by my word. I'm for the media team. I'm the operation of the media team of Charlie Bromsky. I can assure you, we are there on the radio with the elders of Bassa Media as well. Of course, the elders, they will be in their numbers. In fact, I can assure you that there will be not enough place to sit. You can trust me. Okay, so thank you very much, my brother. Thank you, it's a pleasure. Yeah, good. So, folks, that's it. We're still here at the head office of Team Bromsky, and bringing you the happenings here, just as promised. We started yesterday when we arrived in the port city of Buchanan. I don't know. You will have people used to the Buchanan thing, but it's actually Buchanan. So, but I'm here with my team. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. I'm here with my team.
Okay, Mike. Mark, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, sir.
Good. You just heard from our correspondent there in Buchanan. He's been giving us a description of what will happen tomorrow. By the way, he did talk to individuals who work directly with Councilor Bromsky as part of a media team, and they are describing what's going to happen tomorrow, what they expect. And I think throughout the day tomorrow, bottom line will be there to be giving you what I usually call play-by-play description. That is what's happening right there, and you will be able to get it when you tune into us tomorrow. We will be letting you when we come on, when the program starts, and then you can tune in. But you listen to the guys. They are saying that the turnout will be huge, and they're also saying that people are coming from everywhere along the Bassa Belt, and you know, Bassa people are also spread up across several counties, right? You got an Impong, part of Nima, and Rivers, and and Paso itself, Monserrado County, Makivi. So they will be coming. And it is expected, according to the guys, that there will be no enough seat to accommodate them.
Even you got a Bassa extending to Grand Crew.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you got Bassa extending to Grand Crew.
Yeah. So then automatically we expect this to be tomorrow to be
I think Grand Crew County became a county because of Grand Set territory and Crook Coast territory. They both emerged and formed the Grand
and from
Crew
the country,
territory.
because they used to be
Yeah.
territory.
So and you have I think it's Grand Set was connected to the Bassa side, Riverside side, and Crook Coast territory was connected to the Sano side. So you also have little portion of Bazoland in that. I used to be good at Liberian history before, but I've forgotten a little bit. So when it comes to connecting the ethnic group, which one extend over the border, every tribe that you find that is majority in the county, once they are border with another county, a little portion also is formed in that county. That's how Liberia history is intertwined.
Okay. So, but like the point I'm trying to make is that the guys are saying that people are coming. So, we expect this program to be a huge one tomorrow. From the description we are getting, and from some videos that I saw today, and today just being the day before the event tomorrow. And like I said, there were some cleaning activities that were going on in the county or in the city of Buchanan. So it is expected that it's going to be a big one tomorrow. But I think we'll take a transition now from that to our next topic, which is the PYJ thing. I personally listened to the Prophet Key show yesterday, and Prince Johnson was on that show, and Prince Johnson was talking about JMB, how he, in collaboration with the Unity Party, will carry JMB to the presidency or to the ballot box, and even define the odds and saying if JMB is even sitting in a wheelchair or bed-ridden, they will still carry him to the ballot box to win the elections. And this kind of speaks volume. It raises eyebrows. People are getting concerned. Why is it that that people will want to go that extent that even if the old man is sick, God forbid, he's sick to the point where he had to go sit down in wheelchair, that will still drag him to the ballot box? What does that tell you? Does that sound any signal to you?
Linfo, first of all, the reason why the opposition cannot, the opposition has been. Linfo, are you there? Are you there?
Yeah. My internet
Okay.
is
The reason why the opposition is divided is because of this power struggle, you understand? And looking at the old man age, I mean, he has served Liberia, whether we like it or not, even though we are in the political season, like the mad season, right? He has served Liberia. And looking at his age and looking at we Liberians, we have to be honest to ourselves. And for the love of Liberia, I read it in a book where they said, for the love of the country, you understand? One has to swallow their pride, you understand? And for the love of the country, this is what we're not seeing from somebody who has served Liberia, like a military person, right? Who has served his country. And this is what we're not seeing from old man Joe, looking at his age and looking at, if we Liberians, we are honest to ourselves, Liberia has a huge problem. You understand? Liberia has a huge problem. If Old Joe was in his 60s, you understand? Trust me, we wouldn't be having this conversation. He would have been all over the country. You understand? Campaigning even more than all the opposition because of his experience. You understand? And as two-time vice president, that is a leverage for him to use, and you understand? But he barely moved around like, before. Like even 12 years back, he barely does that now. And looking at the country, you're talking about a country, even a corporation like the National Port Authority. The only can manage the National Port Authority that has a lot of documents to deal with. You understand? That got a lot of things to handle. Then you're talking about a whole country. Man, Liberian, let us be honest for one. The old man not supposed to put up these guys just, I'm just speculating, okay? These guys are just using the old man to get to power and what? Exploit the country. Like what we see the CDC government doing now. You understand? So that's one thing, how they call this, one point I want to make, Brother Linford. And then two, when it comes to the PYJ issue, and I don't listen to this guy's show because the way he denigrate women, you understand. So I don't listen to his show. But you listen to his show and you analyze what they said, and it's then it tell you that are the Liberian people, these people, they take the Liberian people to be I don't want to say the S word, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, they take the Liberian people to not be having conscience or to not be intelligent enough. How can someone be in a wheelchair and you think Liberian people are going to vote for them? How possible is that?
No,
Like Liberian
probably
don't
they
know,
are
like
thinking about.
no, but Linford, it's like Liberian don't know what government is. That you will elect somebody who is ill that cannot do the job to be president for the country. That it's an insult to Liberian, honestly. Just to cut the matter short, it's an insult that Liberian people vote for somebody who's in a condition. I don't want to, look down on somebody or illness or something. But how can Liberian people go and vote for somebody who's ill, man? The country needs a healthy person to run the country. So that's all I can say on that topic.
Yeah, and from my side, or we'll soon be wrapping although, but from my side, I would think that the people are doing this service to the old man. He's a statesman. I think every country will have
No, no, but
somebody.
Berlin, I would disagree with you guys that the old man he decided for himself. He's not a kid. We're talking about a grandfather, or if possible, a great grandfather here. So nobody is forcing him. He's putting himself in a position. He
Yeah, but
compromising.
you're right. You have all right to say that also. But I will also say that uh, people get influenced. People get influenced by what others tell them or what people they trust will tell them. That, oh, Mark, you've been working in this office for long, but all the other people that come in, they didn't get experience. So just stay there. Try to bring, even though you are tired, you are being pensioned. Okay, like where you work now, and people feel that you are the oldest employee there, both in age and in experience. So people may come to you, even though your body is tired and you want to stop, but people can say, "Oh, Mark, listen, man, you can't go like this. Just be there for this 1 year or 2 years and teach the young people that come in." And then, oh, you are the best if you leave. So people get influenced by different things, and then sentiments will take over. But you are right that he should be able to make a decision. But again, it depends on ambition. So I think coupled with ambition and the people around him try to use him, they try to, walk in his shadow. Like he himself came walking in the shadow of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. So people want to walk in his shadow, and they will do everything possible to the point where when the old man was not even feeling well, they had to go to the hospital and take pictures of him just to prove a point that he's well and kicking. If somebody is well and kicking, what the person will go sit in the hospital for? Like
You
we are
tell me
stupid.
about it. You tell me
Yeah,
about it. I never wanted to say it, but just like the Liberian people are stupid. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That you say, okay, they person not sick, but you show the person picture with the hospital clothes on there. So I don't one of us that would know
That tell you how desperate these guys are. And
desperation.
I can
That's it.
and one thing I can tell you, right? I can
Mm,
assure you, if Omer Baka love himself, and his family love him, from what they're going to see tomorrow in Gbrand Bassa County, they should hang their jersey. I'm telling you something serious. What they're going to see from tomorrow in Gbrand Bassa County, that should tell Uncle Joe, his family, that he need to wash his hand, his boots, and hang up his jersey. That's what I can say to you. Tomorrow you're going to have, if possible, 200,000 people in the street of Buchanan, and there will be no space. I can promise you that.
Well, that we look up to. But just to conclude on the PYJ thing, when he says that even if the old man is sitting in a wheelchair, they're going to carry him.
But actually, Linford, did he say that?
He said it.
I thought you making this thing up from
I'm not making this boy. He said
this boy you're talking about who got his show. I thought he was kind of how they call it, say,
no. Prince Johnson was live on his show. Prince Johnson was live on his show.
And Prince Johnson said that.
He said it. So you see, the thing is,
Jesus Christ.
For me, that it makes me to wonder: are they taking advantage of the old man because of his popularity with the Liberian people, or is it intended to kind of? I mean, I just don't understand, because if Prince Johnson was 80-something year old, I think he said he's 70 years old, and he's already gray like that. What if you are 80-something years old, and when he was supposed to be sitting about his grandchildren, great grandchildren, and like he already have money, he can wake up early in the morning and walk around, have early morning breeze blowing him, walking around a house and picking all those small people that his grandchildren would drop. And when he wake up, he sit down early in the morning when the children waking up, he say, "Oh, Peter, come here." Then he rub his hand on their hair, play with them. That should be the role of somebody in the 80s. But you take somebody's grandfather, great grandfather, and somebody's father, and want to parade him simply because you want to improve your image, you want to get something out of him. I think it's a disservice to the old man. But again, like you said, the old man himself, I think he's the oldest man in the room here. So you should be the one to make a decision and say, "No, listen, guys."
And with a pacemaker at that rate.
Yeah, he should be the one to make a decision and say, "Guys, I've reached my zenith. I don't think my body can allow me to do this again. You guys go. I can give you advice anytime you want." He's our old man.
I said that. Sorry to interrupt you, Linford. I said that before. Okay, that should have been his rule. And I have spoken with a lot of his supporter through the guy that been left out in the dark. You know who I'm talking about. I don't say his name because, I mean, for me, he's nobody. And I have convinced few people that were like his flocks. So, and they kind of understand what he is. And Linford, you tell me, people went around and saying that Mr. Cummings don't want to go as his vice president. Then I asked them the question, what's the evidence you have that Mr. Cummings don't want to go? Do you have any recording that Boyka reached out to Cummings and say, "Hey, join me, I'm old. This thing, I just want to set that record, okay, to die with pride that I serve as Liberia president. I mean, I won't serve as president for the Republic of Liberia. That's the pride I want." This conversation, a backdoor conversation between Cummings and Boyka. Can you prove that? And that's a question I asked most of their supporters. And they can't prove that. They go to DC, but he said it. Then I said, show me the video. Show me the video where he said he called Cummings to a backdoor meeting or a closed door meeting for them to have this tete-a-tete. Okay? And they can. And it's just because of, I mean, I feel sorry for the old man, actually. There's an old man that cannot run campaign, go to Sano County, go to River Cell, go to River G, go to Grand Crew. I dare you.
They're already saying that they're going to, like normally said, Senator Normally Kanga Lawrence already also said that the old man will just sit down, you need to sit down in Foya, and then they will do all the running around.
Yeah, the woman that had a golden egg and lay it for and lay it for from her hand, right? And bust. That's Yombly right there. Yombly had a golden egg. Yombly, look, I'll tell you something. many years, Yomli gonna be lying in her bed and say, and she's gonna get angry with even those that ill advise her. Because this was Yomli position, actually. What's going to happen in Gbrand Bassa County tomorrow? That was Yomli position that she sold for a piece of bread. I'm speaking figuratively now, right? That was Yomli position, and she sold it for a piece of bread or a piece dry bone. You understand? And she's gonna lie in bed tomorrow when she sees Charlene become vice president. You understand? She's gonna lie in bed and say, "But where did I calculate wrong? Who did I listen to?" You understand? Because I'll tell you this, more Bazolan. But now, because of what Yomli did, she wanted the Bazolan to lose this opportunity for it to go to a different county. You understand? So this position was for the Bazolan. More Bazolan would have turned out on the Yomli name. You understand? So she thought about going away, going on the other side, but some people won't turn up against their own daughter. But I can assure you tomorrow, the whole of Gbrand Bassa County, Riverside, Moserado County, Magibi County, they're going to turn out tomorrow and support their own because it's a Bazolan on rescue too. That I can tell you. Yomni will lie in her bed many years to come, and she's going to realize what she did.
Okay. I think on that note, we'll be taking our
regret what
exit.
she did.
Yeah, we've said a lot, and on that note, we'll be taking our exit because tomorrow will be the main event, and bottom line will be there tomorrow to bring you the live description of everything that will be happening, live coverage, and you can join us tomorrow. But when we come on, you'll know that we are on, and then you'll get notified, and then you can join us. So, Mark, I want to say thank you very much for tonight. It was a great show. We had Anthony Lawrence, one of the legal representatives of the CPP, and also an insider of the CPP. He was on here, and he did discuss with us the momentum and the level of preparations that are being done on the ground to pull out tomorrow. And we already have an advanced team in Pequena Gbrand Bassa County making preparation for the arrival of Mr. Cummings and Interash tomorrow. So, and this is one event that I would have loved to be at, because I covered such events many years, during my active years in the service. But I don't know, Mark, if you have anything more to add, or else we'll just be taking our exit. And
the only thing I want to say thank you to, our listener and the Liberian people, wheresoever they are. And we can't wait for tomorrow because the internet going to explode tomorrow, and after tomorrow the internet going to explode. That I can tell you. The internet in the Liberian atmosphere going to explode. So we can wait for the show tomorrow and to see what unfold tomorrow. But we already, have a clear picture as to what's going to happen in Gbrand Bassa County tomorrow. And I want to say thank you, Brother Linford. Even though I had to rush home to be able to be on the show. And
that's the obligation that we have to do.
Yeah, it was a good show having Brother Swa on the program, and we look forward to, inviting. I think we should invite Brother Swa on the Tuesday show. Yeah, that would be very interesting, Linford, to have Brother Swa on the Tuesday show, and as an insider to go about Mr. Cummings's 5 or 6 pillow, and I believe he's knowledgeable about that. So I prefer we send him a communication and to invite him one of those Tuesday, as we have few people on the list, like Councillor R.C. Jackson, that will be appearing on the show. So I want to say thank you and good night.
Yeah, definitely we'll do that. So before we leave, let me just leave you with this message from Mr. Cummings.